My name is Kyle O'Brien. I am 29 years old. It is currently the 6th of December, 2020.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Nova Landscapes currently has 323 followers on Instagram, and we are sitting with 1,480 likes on Facebook. We have been currently running for 3 years, so not too shabby. That's all organic. Our Instagram game can definitely be, we could definitely up the ante on the Instagram game. I'm quite happy with the Facebook side. We get frequent likes, probably every day, if not every second day. So our most liked photo on Instagram currently is 186 likes. However, we did boost that post. So a non-boost post is probably 27 likes. A lot of room for improvement there. So we did around 35 projects this year. I think it was about 35, 33, 35, somewhere around there. Considering the pandemic we went through, being off work for about 3 months, I'll take that. It's not too bad. It really isn't. The best project we did was probably the one out in Northwest where we did a sunken boma water feature. That was around 130,000 Rand. For those of you from across the western side of the world, America, that is around $8,500 if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. 6,500 pounds. So we currently have casual labor. We work for me on a regular basis, around 5 of them. They're all absolutely amazing, keep Nova Landscapes ticking. We did have a permanent employee, but the relationship just didn't work out too well. So the one piece of advice I would offer is to use cobble edging within your garden. Separate your flower beds and your lawn areas. This small little piece of advice honestly will make the world of difference in your garden. It'll create structure throughout your garden. There's nothing worse than having your grass grow into your flower beds and your flower beds taking over your lawn area. So once you create the structure, honestly makes a world of difference. It'll change your garden. And add great value, I can guarantee you right now. Aesthetically, I believe investment-wise as well, you'll definitely return more just putting in cobble edging, and it's cheap and effective. So that's my one piece of advice. So my favorite plant currently, there's a couple out there, but I think my most frequent one is my Nephophia pericox. The red hot poker, I absolutely love it. Just gives you bursts of color when you don't expect it. So currently my most expensive piece of equipment, I mean, technically it is my vehicle. But other than that, I would say my table saw is my most expensive piece of equipment and used frequently enough, so it's a good investment for me or for Nova Landscapes. My biggest regret of the year, I don't think I have any regrets. It's a cliche answer. I mean, we've learned a lot coming up to this point. If it weren't for those regrets, we wouldn't have learned those lessons. But looking back, I would, if I had to change anything, I'd definitely take a lot more time in employing the right person, especially when it comes to site managers. Gut feeling isn't always correct. I went on gut feeling and it bit me in the ass. But you live and you learn, so I can't regret that because now I know better. I have not done any international projects. that is something we would love to get into, probably starting off on the design side of things. But we'll get there. We're still establishing ourselves. We're only 3 years in. We've just had our 3rd year birthday in September. So we're 3 years and 2 months old. So, we're still finding our feet. We are starting to walk at the moment, and we are gaining great momentum. So once we start getting growth spurts, maybe that's when you'll start seeing us in different countries, maybe different continents. So that is the goal, to forever grow, evolve, and keep up with the times. So we currently use SketchUp to design. It works. I don't have any faults with it. And we use the free version. So it does well. It gives us the 3D renderings we need to do. Everything's to scale, and it hasn't failed us to date, so no need to change. So my favorite garden style, I'm a big fan of rustic. A combination of simple, rustic, modern. I've done a project where we've gone a bit more industrial. So I just like edgy things. I like to be a bit more edgy, but at the end of the day, every client is different, and you gotta adapt to what they want and what they like. But I also believe each company needs to have their own unique sort of character within their own gardens that they design. So we like to add in a bit of what we like within each design, but still keeping very much to the client's briefs. So final answer: rustic, industrial / modern. So I think the landscaping industry is very much undermined in the building game. We are the last. We are never thought about. We are the last skill set to come in, if ever. People don't believe they need to spend so much money on a garden, and it's not even so much money. A well-designed and a well-installed garden will always bring return on investment on a home. Always. Basic rule of thumb: 10% of your home value spent on your garden can bring you back an additional 30% on your home. So if a 100,000 Rand home, you spend 10,000, you can sell your home for 130. So, however, I do say well designed and well installed, because you can overcapitalize, and that is why you need a professional to come in to tell you to slow down, you're overcapitalizing, or either to say yes, let's do this, you will get a good return. So the short of the long of it is, we are undermined. We are slowly putting our footsteps into the game, but we're still a very small pinnacle in the whole building game. So yeah. So I mean, if you're obviously designing for clients, the best is find a brief, get the brief from your client, find out what they want, what they like, what they don't like, and get them to send you inspirations of gardens. Now, this is not for you to copy and paste, but it's for you to be inspired and then find your own inspirations. And like I mentioned earlier, put your own twist into the gardens. Be individualistic as a company. Have your stamp of difference in your garden. But the best approach to landscape design, is to find the brief, and then find inspiration from your client, and then find your own inspiration. For me, I use Pinterest. It's awesome, and it's not just gardens on Pinterest. I also go, for example, if a client wants a rustic garden and they like Bali as a holiday, I'll some way intertwine. I'll search Bali, I'll find some inspiration through Bali, and then rustic, I won't just look at gardens and rustic. I'll look at interiors. I'll look at rustic history pictures. I'll type in absolutely anything. It's amazing where you can find inspiration on the internet. Type in absolutely anything rustic, and be creative. Get a pen and paper out there, pencil and paper, and just draw. Your first draft does not have to be your final draft. It could be the silliest thing in the world, but it's a starting point. You've eliminated one thought, you can go on to the next thought. What I also like to do is I am right-handed, but I like to draw on my left-hand side, just because I do believe it creates a creative element within your mind. And then when I like something, I transfer it and then do it a bit more neat on the right hand, and then I'll copy it over onto SketchUp. And even on SketchUp itself, I start changing and twisting and doing all things because maybe sizes become different, or something's a bit not as ergonomic as you'd like, so it changes in size. Simple things. But the first step, I believe, is getting the correct brief from the client. That's step number one. Concentrate on that, then the rest will follow. What can we do better next year? I think we can be a lot more organized next year. That is something we struggle with a bit. As I am the managing director, I quote, I install, I do site surveys, I do meetings, I do the emails, I do the accounts, I do absolutely everything. So it is to be a lot more organized, and it would more than likely mean employing someone to help me, more than likely with the admin side of things. So that is where I believe I can improve. Awesome. I did this video just in inspiration from Billie Eilish's Vanity Fair interview. So the idea is that next year this time I'll do the same thing, and we'll see how as a company we have grown. If you have any questions, guys, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Otherwise, like us, please subscribe, and I'll be putting more content up soon. Awesome. Cheers, bye.